All right, everybody, welcome back to our NCAA tournament preview coverage here. Brian Higgins, I am in Syracuse. That is Coach Q. He is in San Antonio getting ready to play a game on Sunday that will be in Austin. So if everyone has that straight, we can get going on here. And Q, I guess this whole season kind of requires explanations like that. What has the last few days been like getting ready for this game where you guys have had to go down to Texas? You're in a bubble, and the game you'll be playing is basically an hour and a half away from where you're sitting right now.
Yeah, it's been good because we're here. That was a whole goal, to make sure you can make the NCAA tournament this year and have an opportunity to win a national championship, and we're here. So I guess one check mark, right? So then we go do our testing, and that stuff's coming back great. So we're able to practice. We're able to do some game prep to get ready to play. So far, so good.
I mean, you guys have been dealing with this stuff all season long, but you kind of got into a routine and a rhythm of that. Even now, it's kicked up a notch. How do you make sure that stuff doesn't, affect the basketball side of it with all the extra you got to do down on this trip?
Well, it's the time of year, right? If you're not playing, you obviously didn't take care of your business during the year, and we did take care of our business. And we're here at the NCAA tournament, and we've dealt with it all. We've dealt with pauses. We've dealt with game time decisions. We've done a whole COVID circle here. So we're prepared for anything at this point. So we're just ready to play and ready to get on the floor.
I got to hit you with the two players that were injured and did not participate, at least at the end, or in some cases, all of the ACC tournament. First, Tiana, we know she's going to play down here, but how's she doing, and how much of Tiana can you expect here in this first round game?
Tiana's doing well. She's moving good, and after workout, she's not sore. She's not having any kind of issues. So that's a big positive for us. On the other side, probably on the not so positive side, is Priscilla. She's doing well, but not well enough to compete. She is progressing really, really good, and just really happy. There's nothing that's deemed that serious that she can't return to action at some point. But probably during this tournament, it's probably not going to be doing this during the regular season now. It's probably more towards next year.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you see injuries when you watch basketball games, but you don't usually see falls like the one Priscilla took. We know it was alarming at the time. That was obviously the case, but this is a different situation, right, than a knee injury or a sprained ankle or anything like that.
Absolutely, and for her, it's more now. It's probably more of her back and her tailbone area than it is a head injury. So she's progressing nicely. But obviously, you want to be 100% when you come back on the court at this level and during this time of year. And it's not for any fault of her own. She wants to compete, but obviously, we have to, take care of our athletes.
Yeah, certainly not any fault of her own that she got hurt. She was making an effort play at the time. And, well, with Tiana back and Priscilla out, it kind of leaves you at 7 here again, Q. But at least you have 2 guards this time with Tiana and Kiki, and you've got a talented lineup, even if it is just 7. How well suited do you feel ready to just attack the tournament at large right now?
We feel good, man. At the end of the day, this is probably better suited for us to have low numbers. At least you have a day in between games to rest and prep. So we're excited. We have 7 veteran players that's able to go out there and help us through. And we still have Ava and Maud. They're young. They haven't played much this year, but we threw Ava in for a couple of possessions to give some players a few minutes off the court. So we're just ready to go, ready to compete, and we're very grateful to be here.
Yeah, Ava Irvin, the young freshman guard out of Atlanta. You got her on defense a few times now to make sure Kiki didn't get into foul trouble. And we get to Selection Monday this past week. That's now, it was 9 days after you last played. And what team pops up with the very last team that you played in the NCAA tournament? And talk about not being able to make stuff up here in South Dakota State. Q, it's very weird. I went back and revisited that game, as I'm sure you did. It's the same teams, but my goodness, so much has changed for both teams here in the last couple of years. What do you take from that game, and how different does this game set up this time than it did 2 years ago?
Well, you take from that game just what it was. You have 2 of the same coaches, so we're competing against each other. We haven't changed much. They're running a lot of the same stuff, so are we. So it's going to come down to execution. They're a very, very good team, and they're well coached. And we just got to make sure that we take care of our business and come out and play the way we play.
Aaron Johnston is their coach. You talk about Q. He just picked up his 5th Summit League Coach of the Year award this season, so we know the kind of job he does. They went undefeated in their league, which is impressive in any year, certainly this one. But down the stretch, injuries, man, it really took them out. Maya Selland, who was the league player of the year, got hurt. She's out for the season. That happened with about 3.5 games to go in the regular season. You've watched the film, Q. What has changed for them from when they had their best player to now when they no longer do?
Honestly, that's a big blow when you lose almost 20 points a game. But they have so much balance, and they share the ball. They run good stuff. So not to say she's not gonna be missed, but I think that the other players are really picking up the slack, and they're playing well.
There's a lot of players still. I mean, we talk about everything that's gone. There's a lot of players, 3 on their side, and almost your entire roster, at least, that will be competing, that did play in that game. The one that did not for you would have been Camila Cardoso. How exciting is it that you're going to get to toss out a star freshman here and give her a chance on the big stage in the NCAA tournament?
So excited and so grateful. Obviously, you have a player that can change the game, and obviously you have this freshman going into this big time game on this stage, and you just hope that she can come in and seize the moment and play well.
And Q, you know what's looming out there. I realize UConn plays after you guys on Sunday, but I think we all know what's going to be happening. That the winner of your game is more likely than not getting UConn on Tuesday night. Does the idea of UConn loom over this at all, or are you guys able to put that out of your mind?
I'm definitely able to put that out of my mind because South Dakota State beat us last time. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's no looking ahead. We have to come out and play well and win this game to even think about what's next.
Does that weirdly help? Obviously, you would have preferred that not happen 2 years ago, but you look at your roster, and Tiana and Kiki both played a ton in that game. Digna and Maeva and Amaya, they all played in that game. Emily played in that game. I said it, Camilla's the only one of your 7 really that'll play here on Sunday that did not. That they all have memories of that game and losing in the Dome. Do you think that helps kind of snap everyone into focus? I mean, this is not a random team that popped up. This is a team that you guys have played and know what can happen against them.
Well, I think it's just that. I think knowing that a team can beat you and they have beat you should kind of wake you up and give you a different kind of urgency going into this game. I know going into the game last year, we were trying to really convince them how good a team they were, and obviously when they came out and they beat us. So at least this year, we definitely don't have to convince them of that.
Yeah, that was not a fluke. I mean, they played really, really well in the ball game, but I don't think they played over their skis or anything. I mean, they did what they do, and they just the fact they won the game. And they're in the same boat as you guys on Sunday. I mean, this is unusual. This is an hour-and-a-half bus ride, day of game, to the arena to go play a basketball game, and they're going to have to do the same thing. So it's not advantage one team or another. But how does that change anything as far as maybe what you got to do in warm-ups or anything just to make sure you guys are loose and ready to go after an unusual way to start a basketball game?
Well, it's not going to change much because our routine is our routine, and we try not to change it up too much. I think that we have plenty of time on the floor, regardless of travel time and situation. So for us, we're not that concerned about that. Just hopefully we can get there, be ready to play, be ready to compete at a high level.
All right, Q. Well, fingers crossed. Everything from now until tip time, 5:30 our time, 4:30 your time on Sunday goes smoothly with the testing and the travel and all that goes into the tournament this year. And good luck. We'll talk again then.
Great. Thank you.
That is Coach Q. Again, the Orange and South Dakota State will tip off on Sunday. That's a 5:30 tip Eastern time, Syracuse time, a 4:30 tip where the Orange are in Texas. You can watch the game on ESPN2. Listen, as always, ESPN 97.7 here in the Q's. For Q, I'm Brian. Go Orange.